everyone. So today we are going to learn about heart and lungs. Introduction. Human body. We will first learn about human body. Then what does the heart do? What is the function of the heart? Then what are the key facts about the heart? Then heart health. After that, we will learn about lungs. What are the key facts of lungs? What is circulation and pulse and exercise? What is the effect of exercise on our pulse and how do we look after them? Now let us see. This is our body. So our body is very special. We need to look after our body to stay healthy. Although we may look still and quiet on the outside, our body is constantly moving and changing inside. So inside our body, there are a lot of changes that are happening. Okay, now where is our brain? Brain is inside our skull and heart and lungs are inside our chest cavity, or we can say rib cage. This is our rib cage and inside it our heart is present. So what does the heart do? Our heart is made up of muscles that pump blood around the body through vessels, or we can say tubes, thin tubes, thick tubes. Everywhere the blood is reached through the blood vessels. Heart is inside our chest cavity. It is protected by our ribs and breastbone. When the heart pumps, it beats and we can measure the heartbeat through the pulse. Okay, so when the heart pumps the blood, the sound comes is called beat, and we can measure the heartbeat through the pulse. Where the pulse is present, if we touch our waist and if we touch one part of the neck, we can identify our pulse. Blood carries oxygen to the parts of the body that is needed by our body. So what is the main function of the blood? Blood carries oxygen. Now let us see what is human circulatory system and what are the three main parts of the human circulatory system. The three main parts are the heart, the lungs and the blood vessels. This is also known as cardiovascular system. Now see how the human circulatory system works. First, the heart pumps blood to the lungs. Then in the second step, the lungs remove the carbon dioxide from the body and refill it with oxygen. When we inhale, we are filling our lungs with air or oxygen, and the carbon dioxide that is present in our lungs, that comes out in the form of exhaling. Okay, so lungs, when we breathe out, we release carbon dioxide, and when we breathe in, we take in oxygen. So the main function of the lungs is to remove carbon dioxide and refill it with oxygen, blood. Now heart. Heart then pumps the blood around the body. So after taking the blood from the lungs, it goes into the upper chambers of the heart, and then it goes inside the lower chambers, and after that it is distributed in the whole body. Now the blood is transported all around the body where the oxygen is taken in and replaced with carbon dioxide. Now what happens? All the blood that is present in our body, it exchange oxygen with carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is taken by the blood, and it is then again reached to the lungs so that new oxygenated blood can reach the other parts of the body. And what is the who did the cleansing of the blood? It is cleansed by kidneys. The blood is cleansed or cleaned in the kidneys to remove all the waste before it return to the heart, and the cycle starts again. This whole cycle again it will start. Now, human circulatory system. The main parts of the human circulatory system, we have learnt about the heart. Now, blood vessels. The blood vessels runs throughout the body, supplying oxygen to every cell in the body. And there are three main type of blood vessels. The three main type of blood vessels are arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries are thick blood vessels that you can easily feel in the form of pulse. So what we feel is a artery, means when we check the pulse and we touch the blood vessel, that is mainly artery. What is the function of arteries? They transport oxygenated blood to the cells. Now there are veins also. The veins are thick blood vessels. They transport blood back to the heart from the cell. So the main function of veins is to collect the blood and send it back to the heart. Capillaries. Capillaries are very thin blood vessels. They allow oxygen and nutrients to pass through in the cell, and waste products and carbon dioxide to be removed from them. They are small to allow them to reach every cell in the body. So they are very small and very thin, and they can reach to the every single cell of the body, and they can help in the exchange of gases. Now, key heart facts. First is, your heart is about the size of your fist. These are the facts that we know. And first fact is, the heart is about the size of our fist. Now, the most adults have heartbeats nearly about 70 beats per minute. Children have more faster heartbeats. Small animals and children both have very fast heartbeat. The first heart transplant happened in 1967, and you cannot normally live for more than 5 minutes if your heart stops breathing. Heart disease is the number one killer in Western world, and doctor examine your heart by taking the pulse or taking ECGs, or we can say electrorhythm charts, X-rays and scans including ultrasound like an unborn baby scan. Now these are the different mm, devices used to monitor the heart. A man having a chest X-ray, then heart on chest heart. We can see the X-rays showing our heart. Ultrasound. We can see that ultrasound can also help to find out the things in the heart. And ECG or electrocardiograph. It will help us to find out the pulse rate. What do the lung do? Now let us learn about lungs. We have two lungs. Your lungs receive air. You breathe in through your nose. When you breathe in, the lung puff out or inflate and deflate when you breathe out. Means it expands when we breathe in, and it contracts or it releases the carbon dioxide when we breathe out. Inhale and exhale. From the air, they take the useful part, oxygen, and converted for the use in the body through the bloodstream. The blood swaps carbon dioxide for oxygen in the lungs. This is why the lungs are often said to convert gases. Now, key lung facts. We have two lungs. Your lungs are protected by your rib cage. Close up, they look like a wet sponge. They are very spongy. The left lung is always smaller than the right lung because it has to accommodate the heart. Your lungs are particularly vulnerable to breathing in nasty substances, toxic chemicals, smoke from fire and cigarette smoke all damage our lungs. So we should always breathe fresh air. What is circulation? Blood goes around our body through the heart. We call it circulation. Heart sends blood to the lungs first to collect the oxygen from the air we have just breathed in. Then it goes to where it is needed. The blood then returns to the lungs through heart with carbon dioxide. Okay, the blue are the veins and the red color is the arteries. So arteries carries oxygenated blood and the veins carry carbon dioxide or the blood, unpurified blood with carbon dioxide to the heart. It collects it and it transfers it to the heart, then it goes to the lungs and then the cycle goes on. It is described as in the figure 8. Okay, now pulse and exercises. When you exercise, part of your body needs an increased blood supply and so your heart beats faster. When we do an exercise, we need more oxygen and our body need more oxygen, so it beats faster. And when we breathe faster to get more oxygen then into your lungs and to get rid of carbon dioxide, you also get hot and sometimes flushed. So how do I look after them? Now our heart gets fitter and bigger, better at pumping blood and not needing to work so hard or fast. Our lungs get stronger and have increased capacity, so we are able to take in more oxygen in single breath. The exercise help us to do all the things. So we have to do exercise daily to keep our health, keep our heart and our lungs healthy. Now let us ask few questions. Your heart pumps blood around your body. Yes, it pumps blood around our body. The heartbeat of smaller animals and children is slower than the adult or big animals. No, because the smaller the animal, the fastest the heartbeat. Your blood carries carbon dioxide to all parts of the body that it needs. False. The blood carries oxygen to all parts of the body that it needs. Your lung exchange gases. Yes, it exchange gases. Carbon dioxide and oxygen is exchanged. Then the oxygenated blood goes into the lungs. From the lungs to the heart. Blood travels around the body in figure 8. Yes, it is traveling in the form of figure 8. True. Your pulse tells you how much air you are breathing. Yes, it does not tell us the amount of oxygen or amount of air that we are breathing. So pulse tells us how fast our heart is beating. Athletes have slower resting pulse than unfit people. This is also true. The ribs are bones that protect the heart. Yes, hearts and lungs are protected by the ribs. Exercise and healthy eating are good for the heart. Yes, it is also